when we come to know.
The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. The legend lives here.
Clark underneath. Scoop shot up. It's good. The basket will count. How did she do that?
Kind of good to get back in my groove a little bit.
Rebound Dowling. Ellie Moeller. Pass to Tritton to Zedeker. Back to Katie Moeller for three. Up good.
This is Maroon Nation.
Pull-up jumper good. Dowling takes the lead.
They're battle tested. One of the things that makes Dowling special is everything we do is hard all day. These guys are always challenged.
His shot at the horn. No good. And Dowling has won it. Dowling has won it.
Dowling Catholic High School basketball is on the air. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Fast Signs, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Iowa Wealth Management, and Bosun the Florist. Welcome to the Maroon Pregame Show. Here's Mark Amadeo.
And a very pleasant good morning and welcome to the Casey Center here in downtown Des Moines, site of the Girls State Basketball Tournament here in 2026. Alongside Mike Burkert, I am Mark Amadeo as we are courtside for the 5A semifinal. It'll be Dowling Catholic taking on the Waukee Northwest Wolves for the third time this year. Basically a Central Iowa Metro League Conference state tournament now with the Final Four. Johnson just eliminated Ankeny in the game that preceded this. Johnson winning by 10 after losing it or being behind at halftime. But it's Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Mike Burkert, good morning, and it'll be good afternoon here in probably about another half hour.
That's right. You reminded me of that since we didn't say good evening at all today. But yeah, it's Johnson came from behind and won over Waukee, or excuse me, over Ankeny. So the winner of this game will play Johnson for the state championship on Friday evening.
Yep, and if you're Dowling, you're looking to make it 3 straight years of Dowling-Johnston 5A state championship. Waukee Northwest, well, they're looking to, hey, we'd like a piece of this pie, and we'd like a shot at the currently undefeated team that's been undefeated for 3 years.
Yeah, this is the rubber match between Dowling and Northwest, each winning on their home floor, and 2 really competitive games. And if you look statistically at each of these teams, they're almost identical. You know, Northwest averages 61 points a game, Dowling 60. Defensively, 42, 39. Field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage, rebounding, assists, turnovers are almost identical. Both of them have played a similar schedule. They come down the stretch both playing very well. Both of them in the last 10 games have been 9-1. Dowling's only loss was to Johnson, and Northwest's only loss was to Dowling. So you've got definitely 2 really good ball clubs that are well coached, will be well prepared for this game. And the things we talk about, possessions, are going to be really important because both games have come down to the last 2 minutes, you know, in both of the first 2 possessions, first 2 games that they've had. And both teams are going to have to hit contested shots because they're going to be well drilled on what each team wants to do.
Yeah, no question. And, you know, both teams don't have that deep a bench. Dowling has been playing 1 or 2 players throughout the year off the bench, and I think that's going to be a big part of this game. Tess Carmichael and Olivia Meredith that come off Dowling's bench. And for Waukee Northwest, Victoria Burpo is their second post player. She's a 6'2 sophomore, but Leah Janulevridge got healthy, and she is back at junior at 5'9", and once in a while you might see Grace McCann. So both teams don't bring a whole lot of bench on this very large 94-foot floor here at the Casey Center in downtown Des Moines.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see in the game that Northwest played against Iowa City West. They pressed them almost the entire game, and that caused Iowa City West a lot of problems. It'll be interesting to see if they come out and try to press Dowling full court in a couple different presses, a 2-1-2. They also did a 1-2-1-1 press, and they also man-to-man. So Dowling, if they do that, Dowling's got to be able to handle that pressure and play and attack it to try to score off of it.
Well, the winner plays Johnson. They've won 78 in a row. And they're currently 26-0. They played an extra game this year. They've been 26-0 the last 2 years. Now they're 26-0 and ready to play their 27th game. Johnson defeated Ankeny 49-39, the game that preceded this. So, you got to win this before you start looking and worry about Johnson for the third time if you're Waukee Northwest or Dowling Catholic. So it'll be interesting to see how that is. And, Mike, as you know, a quick turnaround. Yes, we're starting out this morning and we'll be done early afternoon, but then you get a little over 24 hours and you're playing for a state title. The winners will play for the 5A state title at 6 o'clock tomorrow night on Fish Friday, of all things. Right in the middle of my fish fry dinner, but at 6 o'clock tomorrow night right here, the 5A game.
Oh, well. I think the coaches will tell you, too. I remember back, with Bob and Sharon and with John, this game is the biggest one because you get to the Final Four and the play in the state championship, that's kind of gravy. Anything can happen in that game. And this is the one that you really have to focus on because both teams are playing for that opportunity, and that's all you want is that opportunity to win a state championship.
Well, for Waukee Northwest, again, this is the third time we've seen them. They are led by Romy Croat, a junior who's got several Division I offers. She's their leading scorer and rebounder, along with Vanna Billick, a senior, one of two seniors on Sam Powell's team. Those are their two scorers, but everybody has a nice role, and they're all good role players. And, of course, Dowling led by the Moeller sisters. And then how about Adrian Sears? She had a career-high 24 points on Monday afternoon, and just a freshman. And it's like, wow, not only getting off to a great start here because you hope you have 3 games, but Sears is kind of like, you're going to take away Katie Moeller or you're going to take away Ellie Moeller? Well, Adrian Sears stepped up as one of the complementary players that rose to the top on Monday for Dowling.
Yeah, we've always talked about during the season that Dowling needed to have that X factor. They needed to have that third and fourth person to be able to step up. In the last game, it was Adrian Sears and also Madison Rice. They both stepped up, went double figures, and that was key for them. And it'll be important for Adrian to be able to handle the press that if Waukee Northwest puts out on them today. So.
Yeah, it certainly will. And, which game are we going to see as the two teams split, each team winning on their home floor. Northwest winning against Dowling 43-40 back in early January. And then not too long ago in February, Dowling winning at Dowling over Waukee Northwest 58-49. Which team's going to show up? And that's kind of what you're looking for. Dowling comes in with a record of 21-3. Waukee Northwest with a record of 18-5. They both earned their way here, and they're part of that tremendous CIML conference that starts with Johnston. Dowling finishing second. Waukee Northwest was third. You saw Ankeny and Ankeny Centennial having tremendous years. And here we are in the Valley Tigers. Don't forget them. So it's a rock fight every Tuesday and Friday night, it seems like, for us. And it pays off because now they've earned the chance to play for the state championship. But you got to get through the semis, and that's this morning and afternoon, Mike.
Yeah, that's a key game, and you can expect a really tight, hard-fought game. Both the first two games, we're in the low 40s and then in the high 40s, low 50s. So it's going to be, what we mentioned before, the possessions are going to be extremely important. You can't give things away. You can't throw the ball away. You've got to be able to rebound defensively and give people one shot, if any at all.
We're going to take a break here on our pregame show. Both teams on the floor as we get set. Earlier this morning, it was Johnson defeating Ankeny 49-39 to advance to the state championship game for the fourth straight year, I believe. And it'll be the winner of Dowling and Waukee Northwest punching their ticket to take on the Johnston Dragons, the two-time defending champs. Alongside Mike Burkert, I am Mark Amadale. Back at the Iowa Catholic Radio studios is Aiden Pugh as we interrupt programming here for a couple hours to bring you girls state basketball from Des Moines here at the Casey Center. And we'll return after this 1-minute break with our starting lineups for this morning's game on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Do you believe in the importance of Catholic education? Do you owe Iowa income tax this year? Consider a gift to the Catholic Tuition Organization to help worthy students attend Catholic schools in the diocese and receive an Iowa tax credit of 75% of your donation. If you give $1,000 to CTO, you'll receive a tax credit of $750. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
We're back here at the Casey Center in downtown Des Moines, the Girls State Basketball Tournament here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network alongside Mike Burkert. I am Mark Amadale as we are broadcasting on 105.5 FM KIHS here in the greater Des Moines and Ames area. So we interrupt our programming, and I think up in the Clear Lake area in Mesa City are also picking up our broadcast. So welcome Northern Iowa and Central Iowa, and the folks are probably at work. Some might be at home listening. Wherever you're listening, glad we could bring this to you. Don't forget, we'll be back here tomorrow night if the Dowling girls advance and defeat Waukee Northwest. And I know on Monday we'll be courtside again. The Dowling boys advance into the Boys State Basketball Tournament. 5:30 Monday night, Dowling taking on Dubuque Senior, the Rams, from Northeast Iowa. And that'll be the first round of the Class 4A Boys State Tournament. So we got a lot of action. They don't give me my own personal chair, so I got to share with everybody else, Mike. And sometimes I don't share very well.
They should give you your own parking spot, too, out there right close to the door.
That'll never happen, as you found out. That will not happen. All right, let's take a look at the lineups for this morning's game. It's game number 2. The winner of Dowling and Waukee Northwest will face the Johnston Dragons for the Class 5A championship, and that game will be tomorrow night at 6 o'clock here at the Casey Center in downtown Des Moines. Okay, let's take a look at the starters for the visitors from Waukee Northwest. And the head coach, a good friend of mine, Sam Powell, in his third year, 46 wins, 22 losses, 18th year overall. He just won his 300th game when they won the regional semifinal, a regional final, as they defeated Iowa City West to get her. Actually, they beat Pleasant Valley in the regional final, won his 301st game with his first round game win over Iowa City West 80-49. So Sam Powell, good guy. He's assisted by Ben Dewey, Trent Smith, Ty Walsh, and Francis Naguzzi. The Wolves come in averaging 61.5 points on offense, give up 42 points on defense. Their record is 18-5. They're ranked third, and they're the third seed in this tournament. They will start at point guard Romy Croat, a 5'9 junior, averaging 13 points, but she also leads the team in rebounding with six rebounds, and she'll wear number 32 and a captain. The other guard is Vanna Billick, 5'8 senior, averaging 10 points and a captain, wearing number 22. The third guard is Sadie McCann, a 5'10 sophomore, averaging 13.5 points on the season, and she'll wear number 12 and a captain. And at one forward, Logan Vogt, 6'2 junior, headed to Iowa State to play volleyball. Her mom, Jody, is the head volleyball coach at Waukee Northwest. And Vogt, a 6'2 junior, averaging 5.5 points, 5 rebounds, and she'll wear number 24. And finally, at center, Cassidy Danberg, a 6'1 junior, averaging 4 points and 4.5 rebounds. Danberg will wear number 34. So, again, it'll be Croat, Billick, McCann, the guards, along with Vogt and Danberg in the post. Off the bench, Victoria Burbo, a 6'2 sophomore, averaging 6.5 points, 4 rebounds, will come in, the first post player. We also will see Leah Janu-Leverage. She's been injured most of the year, but she's been getting healthy as of late, 5'9 junior, wearing number 14, and possibly Grace McCann, Sadie's younger sister, a 5'9 freshman for the Waukee Northwest Wolves. So that's a tale of the tape for the Wolves. And now for Dowling Catholic, as the Maroons' head coach is Kristen Meyer in her 10th year at Dowling, 190 wins, 50 losses, assisted by Joel Danner. Audrey Francis, formerly Faber, or as I'm supposed to call her, just Coach Aubrey. And assisted by Tom Donahue, Lisa Morrissey, Jonathan Vanderaw, and Logan Greiner. And the Maroons come in with a record of 21-3. They are the second seed and ranked second averaging 60 points on offense and just under 40 points on defense they give up. They'll start at point guard Katie Muller, 6'2 junior, averaging 16.5 points, and a captain wearing number 11. The other guard is Captain Maddie Rice, 5'8 senior, averaging 6 points. She'll wear number 25. And the third guard for the Maroons is Nikki Muller, 5'11 freshman, averaging 5.5 points. She'll wear number 21. At one forward for Dowling will be Ellie Muller, 6'3 senior, averaging 17.5 points, just under 13 rebounds. And she is a captain and will wear number 23. And Adrian Sears had a career-high 24 points in her first-round game. A 5'10 freshman averaging 8 points, 3.5 rebounds. Sears will wear number 31. So it'll be Katie Muller, Nikki Muller, and Adrian Sears, the three guards, with Maddie Rice and Ellie Muller as Dowling comes in, looking for the 27th time in the state girls basketball tournament and looking to go back to the title game for the third straight year. So that's a tail of the tape, Mike. And I think we're going to take one final break, and we'll have tip-off coming up. But first, a word from Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, and our pregame prayer with Father Reed Flood. And we'll come back with tip-off and the keys to the game with Mike Burkert here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School, and welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School basketball. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting basketball, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Reed Flood. Let us pray together for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition this evening. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask that you bless all those involved in this athletic competition this evening. We ask that you keep them safe and that they show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
All right, welcome back to the Casey Center in downtown Des Moines as we preempt regular programming here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network to bring you coverage of the Girls State Basketball Tournament in Class 5A, the largest class in the state of Iowa. And it's Dowling Catholic, a team that we've followed for quite a long time here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. 49th year of covering Dowling Catholic High School sports and activities. And it's Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Alongside Mike Burkert, I am Mark Amadeo. Aiden Pugh back at the Iowa Catholic Radio Studios, keeping us on the air. And Mike, we're just about set for tip-off, Dowling and Waukee Northwest for the third time. What are some of the keys as you see it? Former coach at Dowling Catholic under Bob and Sharon Hansen and John Wilkinson. What's your thoughts on this game this morning?
I think if Waukee Northwest comes out with their press, Don's going to have to identify what that press is. They're going to have to handle the pressure, make good passes, and attack it on the offensive end so they can get a shot off before Waukee sets their defense up. In the same vein, they need to be able to defensively rebound the basketball, keep Waukee to one shot if possible, and then also get the ball on transition. Ellie Miller is really good at getting out and running the floor, and if they can get her down low on easy baskets before the defense gets set up, that's going to be critical. Team defense, Northwest is a very balanced offensive team, and they're going to run a lot of set plays, and I'm sure that Joel has talked to him about what happens there, so they need to identify and defend it.
All right, the tip up and controlled by Waukee Northwest. They go right to left in their visiting uniforms, royal blue and silver, and they work it underneath. A shot in the lane, it's no good by Vanna Billick, and the ball slapped around, and Billick gets the loose ball, and Waukee Northwest will get another opportunity, and they reset the shot clock. They work it inside to Dan Berger, turnaround shot no good. Ellie Muller with the rebound. As we're underway, Dowling going left to right in front of us towards the north basket. The higher seeded team wearing their home white uniforms with maroon numbers. Underneath, Katie Muller, her shot up, partially blocked underneath by Logan Vogt. Her sister Ellie gets the rebound. She has the ball nearly taken away, and the ball slapped out of bounds off of Waukee Northwest. As they say, the Vanna Billick was stepping on the baseline. Now the officials are going to huddle up. And they'll give it to Waukee Northwest. So good help that time by the officials. And the Maroons finding the going tough underneath.
Yeah, all 3 shots that Dowling put up that time were blocked. 2 by Ellie and 1 by Katie Muller. So they're going to be aggressive and playing solid defense.
Waukee Northwest with the basketball. No score. We've played a minute here in the girls' Class 5A semifinals. Waukee Northwest with the basketball. Royal blue and silver are their colors. Now dribble handoff. This goes to Vogt. Gets it over in the corner. Long 3 by Danberg. No good. Offensive rebound once again. Croat and Northwest. That's their second of the morning. And now Croat dribbles off her heel but retrieves it. Dowling stays man-to-man. And in the lane, a pull-up jumper. It's no good. Off the mark by Billick. Rebound Dowling and Ellie Muller.
There's nice defense. Both teams have played really good defense in the first couple of possessions here.
It's going to be a chore to score. We saw a low-scoring game in the first game, and now here is Sears with it. In the corner to Nikki Muller. 3-pointer no good. And the rebound cleared out of there by Waukee Northwest and Sadie McCann. She dribbles in the lane and puts up a running left-handed hook shot. It's no good. Rebound Dowling. So McCann tried to be instant offense there. Didn't run a set play. Katie Muller using the ball screen by her sister. Fakes the 3-point shot. Gets it to Ellie Muller. Top of the key. Now she backs in the lane. And now to Sears. Sears underneath. A shot off the glass. Good. Adrian Sears picking up where she left off on Monday afternoon. Scores for the Maroons.
Yeah, they had Ellie stopped at the free throw line, and Adrian made a back cut and got a nice layup.
2-0 Dowling. Northwest in the front court. These two teams once again split during the regular season in the Central Iowa Metro League. And now a running jump on the baseline. Good by Croat. Romy Croat. First 2 points were tied at 2 as Division I offers from Northern Iowa, Bradley, Valparaiso, North Dakota, Nebraska, Omaha, and UC Santa Barbara. So she's a good one. And now Dowling with the ball as it poked away, and they say it went off Ellie Muller out of bounds to Northwest. So
yeah, Northwest picked him up in a full court man-to-man. Not a lot of pressure, just kind of token, just to kind of bother them coming up that time.
And it wasn't the same as they used in their first round win.
Agreed. It was a really aggressive one they played in that game.
Against Iowa City West on Monday. So Northwest and Iowa City West played after the Dowling game. And now underneath, the shot blocked out of bounds, and will be Northwest basketball. Great help defense that time by the Maroons as a blocked shot as Billick had her shot blocked.
Yeah, she made a nice move to get around Katie Muller, but Ellie was there to erase that one.
Tied at 2, 4:50 remaining. First quarter from the Casey Center here in downtown Des Moines. Dowling fans across the way from us, as is the Northwest bench across the way. The Northwest fans are behind us. Now reverse layup underneath is up and good by Danberg. Nice move around Ellie Muller. Now full court pressure by Northwest. Dowling breaks it and they get in the front court to Ellie Muller. Ellie dribbles baseline, double team, shot up and partially blocked. No good. Danberg might have got a hand on it. Rebound out to Northwest. Now here's Croat underneath. Her shot no good. That was Billick had the shot blocked. Rebound comes out to Dowling. They're letting them play here in the first quarter at the Casey Center. All right, here's Dowling with the ball. Sears underneath, stops in the lane, and her shot up, no good. Drew the foul, and she'll go to the free throw line. Adrian Sears, and if you're going to take the Muller sisters away, well, you're going to find somebody else, and it's got to be Maddie Rice or Sears, and Adrian going to the line.
At that time, she was aggressive going to the basket. They cut her off. She circled underneath, and then made a nice step-back move to her left side and drew the foul.
Croat picks up the foul, her first. First free throw good by Sears, an 82% free throw shooter on the season. And this morning's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Bozen the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic, Iowa Wealth Management, and Construction Professionals. Second free throw good. So Dowling ties the score at 4-all. Sears has all 4 of Dowling Catholic's points. And the Wolves of Waukee Northwest dribble in the front court. Here's Croat with it, guarded by Sears. to McCann. This is Sadie McCann with it. They work the right side. Over to Vogt. Now they lob it inside on the baseline. And a shot up and good. Strong move that time in the post by Victoria Burpo, who just checked in.
Yeah, she took it really strong right at her. I think that Waukee Northwest has a couple of nice solid post players that will try to do that to her.
Burpo in for Danberg, and now in the lane here is Sears with a shot. It's no good. Rebound cleared out of there by Sadie McCann. McCann in the front court. Leaves it for Billick for three. It's no good. Offensive rebound, Waukee. Put back up and no good by Croat. And rebounded by Burpo. Her fall-away jumper up and good. The basket will count and a foul on Ellie Muller. So Muller commits the foul. That's her first. And Burpo's come in for some instant offense out of the post position for Waukee Northwest and has 4 quick points and an and one attempt here.
Yeah, we had talked about in the pregame that they needed to keep him off the offensive boards, and so far Waukee Northwest has 4 offensive rebounds in their first 8 possessions.
And Burpo's free throw good. Burpo, a 63% free throw shooter, has 5 points in 1 minute.
Instant offense.
9-4, Waukee Northwest. The largest lead of 5, Dowling in the front court. Maroons with a substitution. Tess Carmichael in there, number 33. Off the bench for the Maroons, a 5'7" sophomore. Here's Katie Muller. She'll launch the 3 right in front of us. Good! Katie Muller. Boy, she had struggled on Monday afternoon, but she fired it right up there and scored. Cuts the lead to 2, 9-7 Northwest with 2:35 to go here, Mike, in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was nice to see her get that first 3-pointer, and it was a nice-looking shot in the offense.
All right, underneath is Jania Leverage, who just checked in. Now a long 3 by Burpo, no good. Leah Jania Leverage, as Coach Sam Powell getting his reserves in there. Dowling down the way, a shot up and no good by Ellie Muller, and tipped into the hands of Katie Muller, who took the shot. She got back in bounds quickly. Dowling with a brand new shot clock. 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Underneath Sears with a left hand. Layup good. She had to go around Burpo to do it, and she did.
Yeah, that was a nice went in left-hand layup there. Switched hands to keep it from getting blocked.
And we're tied at 9 with 1:50 remaining. First quarter from the Casey Center here in downtown Des Moines. The winner plays Johnston. A 49-39 win over Ankeny in game 1. And now Waukee Northwest, a 3-pointer by Sadie McCann, no good. Rebound Dowling and Katie Muller. Maroons running, 3-on-3 fast break, and Maroons will run their half-court set with 1.5 minutes to go. Now Katie all the way down, her shot no good. Offensive rebound, Ellie. She has the ball stolen away from her by Croat. And now the ball stolen back by Tess Carmichael and Dowling. Tess with it, dribbling down, 3-on-2, and she'll wait for her teammates with 1:15 to go. What a flurry there, both teams. Back and forth. Aggressive defensively, Mike.
It did. A lot going on there. I looked down to mark on my paper there, and the ball was going the other direction already.
All right, here's Carmichael with it. Gets it out to Sears. It's Sears, Carmichael, Katie Muller, and Maddie Rice, the 4 guards with Ellie Muller. Sears down the lane. Her shot no good. Offensive rebound, and we got a jump ball. Great job by Carmichael. She came in from the weak side and forced a tie-up with Sadie McCann. Came out of nowhere.
Yeah, she got right in there and got 2 hands on the ball, and Dowling will maintain possession, which is important. 9-9 with 49 seconds left. New shot clock.
Well, the old one was working fine.
Okay. A new 35 seconds on the shot clock.
There you go. Reset. And here's Ellie Muller underneath the shot up and good. Nice inside pivot around Burpo to score, and that's Ellie's first basket. And Dowling with the 2-point lead, 11-9 over Waukee Northwest. First lead the Maroons have had since the early going. Here's Croat going through traffic, leaves it in the right wing to Jania Leverage. Now inside to Burpo, backs in against Muller, and a nice little crossover dribble, layup good. I'll tell you what, Victoria Burpo, 7 points off the bench. You can't beat that. Now full court pressure by Northwest.
Yeah, that was a really nice move on her part.
And it's man-to-man full court pressure, and Carmichael dribbles it across the timeline, gets to Katie Muller, back to Carmichael for 3. Good! Why not? Out near the NBA line at the horn. Tess with just her 5th made 3 of the year, and it comes at a great time. The end of the first quarter with the score. Dowling Catholic 14, Waukee Northwest 11, alongside Mike Burkert. I am Mark Amadale, back to the Casey Center for the Class 5A state semifinals on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formalware, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com, 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Iowa Catholic Radio, helping you encounter Jesus every day with your faith leaders.
Hello, this is Father Trevor Shequin from the Diocese of Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hey, welcome back to the Casey Center here in downtown Des Moines, the Class 5A state basketball tournament semifinals. Dowling leading 14-11 at the end of the first quarter, but here comes Waukee Northwest, and a long 3 up and good by Croat. And with the scores tied at 14 alongside Mike Burkert, I am Mark Amadale as we interrupt programming here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network to bring you state tournament coverage. And Dowling with the ball as Ellie Muller has it. Now she's tied up and a jump ball. It'll be Dowling possession underneath their own basket. I'll tell you what, Northwest is diving down anytime Ellie Muller has the ball on the block. Mike, she's getting instant double coverage.
Yeah, they're playing behind her and then doubling down from the whatever side that the ball comes in from. Dowling's going to have to, if they do that, they're going to have to relocate to get to just an open shot.
That was Billick on that last basket for Waukee Northwest. Dowling inbounds the ball, which was a three-pointer. So Billick's first 3 points of the morning, or have we moved over to afternoon? It's noon, so it's afternoon. And now we've got a shot clock violation on Dowling after the Maroons had the jump ball, and they couldn't get into their offense, and that's good defense by Northwest. Mike, you got to look at the first quarter numbers.
Yeah, in the first quarter, Dowling was 5 out of 12 from the field, 42%, versus Waukee 5 of 16 for 31%. Dowling was 2 of 3 from the three-point line. Waukee was 0 for 2. Rebounds, I had 8 for Northwest and 10 for Dowling.
All right, McCann shoots and scores. Got a nice pass from Cassidy Danberg, who just checked back into the post position for Waukee Northwest. And the Wolves now with a 2-point lead, 16-14 over Dowling. And for McCann, her first 2 points of the day. Dowling with the ball. Maddie Rice back to Katie Muller for 3. It's up off the rim, no good. Ball slapped around and picked up by Sadie McCann. As Sears tracks her down, and the Wolves now working baseline is McCann. Can't get towards the basket. Gets to Croat underneath, has the ball stripped out of her hands. Off her hands, out of bounds to Dowling. Great defensive presence that time, and Tess Carmichael, who hit that three-pointer, Mike, at the end of the first quarter, got her hand there and caused Billick to turn it over.
Yeah, Tess is giving us some really good minutes right now, being that sixth person off the bench.
Our officials this afternoon are Mark Gassman, Jeff Horst, and Sean Helton. Congratulations to them. And now Sears dribbles in the front court. Dowling trailing by 2. And Maroons in the offensive end. It's Sears, Rice, along with Ellie Muller, Tess Carmichael, and Katie Muller. Now underneath, Ellie Muller gets loose one-on-one against Danberg and shoots and scores. So Ellie with her 4th point and 2nd field goal. Now here's Croat at the free throw line. And on 1 foot, shoots and scores. Nice move by Romy Croat, and that is her 4th point.
Yeah, that was a nice move. She took it inside, a little fall away.
Underneath, both teams trading baskets. Ellie Muller loose. That's back-to-back scoring for her after being held to 2 points in the first quarter.
I think Dowling has kind of spread the floor a little bit to give her space, and so it's not really a post-up move.
Oh, long three coming good. Logan Vogt for three. So we've had a soccer player hit a three and Carmichael, and Vogt, the volleyball player, hitting a three. Wow. And it's 21-18. Northwest by 2. Back comes Dowling. Ellie Muller shoots and scores. That's 6 straight points for her, and she has 8 points this afternoon. 21-20. Northwest by 1. And underneath, Croat spins in the lane. Shot no good against Sears. Rebounded by Ellie Muller. 4:45 to go here in the second quarter. 21-20. Waukee Northwest leads Dowling. The winner plays Johnson tomorrow night at 6 o'clock for the 5A state championship game. Now backdoor cut by Sears. Her shot up and good. She did the backdoor cut on Sadie McCann. Timeout. Waukee Northwest. This will be a 30-second break. What a play by the Maroons getting Sears, and that's been the X factor in this tournament for Dowling. The third scorer has been Adrian Sears.
It is. Northwest was overplaying her on the top of the circle there. The ball went to Ellie, and Adrian made a nice backdoor cut to get the wide open layup there. Dowling has scored on 4 consecutive possessions, actually 4 consecutive layups. I think that's why Coach Powell called a timeout there. You can't give people layups like that. But the second quarter has picked up. In the first 6 possessions, each team has scored 4 times.
Yeah, very efficient. I think that
yes,
you could probably use that and be pretty safe with that.
I think go ahead.
This afternoon's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, Mike, brought to you by Fast Signs and Clive, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and the Catholic Tuition Organization. We appreciate their support. Go right ahead.
No, I think the difference, though, Waukee's hit a couple of threes where Dowling has all been 4 consecutive layups.
Well, Sam Powell goes right to Burpo, brings her in, and turnaround shot against Ellie Muller on the left block. It's no good, but out of bounds to Waukee Northwest, and they'll get a brand new shot clock. So the Wolves inbound the ball. And they work the ball around the perimeter. Here's Croat with it, lobs it into Burpo, inside pivot, now dribbles against Ellie Muller, loses the ball, and stolen away by Katie Muller. That's what happens when those post players start dribbling. The guards will come down and take it away.
Yep, that's what happened.
And now Katie for 3, good! Hit one from the right side earlier, and this one from the left side. Katie Muller with 6 points. And Dowling with a 4-point lead, 25-21 over Waukee Northwest. The Maroons trailed by as many as 4, I believe, at one time. But Dowling with their largest lead of 4. And now a long 3 by Croat is no good. Ball slapped around and picked up and nicely done by Billick. She saves it. And it'll be a brand new shot clock for Waukee Northwest. Burpo with it, handoff to Billick. Dribbles the free throw line, puts up the shot, good. Nice job by Vanna Billick. Senior, averaging 10 points and has 5 this afternoon for Waukee Northwest. Dowling by 2.
Yeah, this is kind of a game we expected. Both teams kind of trading punches here. And I think the biggest lead, I think you said, by either team was like 4 points. So
under 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. At halftime, we'll talk to Chuck Britton, the director of officials for the girls state tournament. Now here's Katie Muller for 3. It's no good. Ball slapped around. Out of bounds to Waukee Northwest as Logan Vogt was going up against Ellie Muller for that rebound. They say one off of Ellie, and it'll be Northwest basketball.
That time, Waukee Northwest dropped back into a 2-3 zone to change up their defense a little bit. Dowling did a nice job of identifying what the defense was, stepped the ball back out, and worked to Katie for an open shot on the wing.
Of course, we're across the way from head coach Sam Powell and Waukee Northwest, and that coaching staff always talking. Ben Dewey, the assistant, along with Trent Smith, talking with head coach Sam Powell, and always strategizing. Here's a shot in the lane. It's no good by Waukee Northwest. Dowling with the rebound as Maddie Rice, Adrian Sears, Tess Carmichael are the 3 guards for Dowling Catholic. Katie Muller and Ellie Muller in the paint. Approach the 2-minute mark. Katie with the basketball. Muller looking inside. Nobody crossing. And now 10 on the shot clock. Maroon's got to create here. Here's Sears with it. Gets in the high post. 5 on the shot clock. Ellie for 3. It's no good. And the rebound, Croat and Waukee. Romy Croat with the rebound. Dribbles against Tess Carmichael of Dowling in the front court with 1:45 to go in the first half. Here's Croat with it, guarded by Carmichael. Dowling stays man-to-man. Handoff goes to Vogt. Logan with it. Now gets it over to McCann. Sadie is cut off by Sears. Now to Croat, guarded by Carmichael. Over in the corner, this is Danberg, and a shot up and good. This will be a 2-point shot just inside the 3-point line, but Danberg showing her range with 4 points. Good move at that time by Waukee Northwest. 25 all. We're tied once again. 1:10 to go. Here in the first half, Dowling wants a timeout, and Coach Kristen Meyer says, I'll take a 30-second timeout. Alongside Mike Burkert, I am Mark Amadale. As coming to the final 1:10 of the first half. Both teams are tied, and both teams want to go in the locker room with a positive, but we know too well that each possession, this could come back to haunt you if you don't execute your possession, especially at the end of the ball game. These possessions are valuable, Mike.
Yeah, that last possession, Waukee Northwest was in a matchup 2-3 zone, and it kind of confused them because it looked like they were man-to-man on the top part of the zone, and they were three across on the bottom, and they got a little confused and had to launch about a 25-foot shot. Then the next time down, Northwest was back at their man-to-man, and that's where they got a little confused. I think Coach called timeout to make sure they would run a good set here.
All right, 20 on the shot clock, and 1 minute on the game clock. Here's Sears with it. Adrian, guarded by Sadie McCann. Now gets to try to get inside to Muller. It's stolen away by Croat. Croat all the way down the lane. Her shot up and no good. Drew the foul. Katie Muller got back and commits the foul. That's her first. And Romy Croat to the free throw line.
That was a nice defensive play by Croat. She kind of laid back there and kind of stepped in when the passing lane. It looked like Ellie was wide open.
All right, Croat at the free throw line and hits the first free throw. And second one on the way. 26-25, Northwest by 1. Second free throw in and out, no good. And Muller with the rebound. So Croat goes 1 for 2. She has 5 points. Full court pressure by the Wolves. They pick up Sears at half court. Now they get it across the timeline with 35 seconds remaining, 20 on the shot clock. So this is kind of a 2-for-1 scenario for Northwest. They look it inside and they get it to Muller. Layup good. I'll tell you what, Logan Vogt overplayed Muller to off her right shoulder, and the pass came right to her left shoulder. Bullet.
That was a very nice pass there. She set it up really well, and a nice pass by the Dowling.
10 points for Ellie Muller, leading the way. 8 points for Adrian Sears. 6 points for Katie Muller, and Tess Carmichael with 3 points. All right, 1 second remaining. Croat, a runner at the horn. It's no good. Actually, it was Billick, and we go to halftime with Dowling Catholic leading Waukee Northwest 27-26. Alongside Mike Burkert, I am Mark Amadale. And we're going to take a 2-minute break along our network lines as the Dowling girls leading Waukee Northwest 27-26. And we'll take a 2-minute break. Be back with our halftime guest in 2 minutes along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
From Pella to Paulina and everywhere at iowacatholicradio.com or the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting people to Christ.
The radio home for your Dowling Catholic Maroons. 105.5 KIHS, Perry, Des Moines. iowacatholicradio.com and the Iowa Catholic Radio mobile app. Encounter Jesus.
KIHS, Perry, KDVM, Mason City, KCSL, Spencer. The last class of the day for my student athletes isn't English, science, or math. It's school sports, where the number one priority is teaching, just like every other classroom. As their coach, I help them grow as leaders and become better people, preparing them for the game and, more importantly, for life. That's why the best wins are the lessons they learn, which will impact them long after their playing days are over. Encourage your student to participate in school sports.
This message presented by the IGHSAU and the Iowa High School Athletic Directors Association.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
The Catholic Tuition Organization, your sponsor today, supports worthy students wanting a Catholic education. Gifts to CTO are first monies applied to tuition expenses in the Diocese of Des Moines. That means other sources of support will go further. Donations to CTO earn a 75% Iowa tax credit. If you give $1,000, you receive a tax credit of $750. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
It's the Catholic Morning Show with Bo Bonner, Aidan Pugh, and Alexia Baker.
This is Bo Bonner. On Friday, we'll have Aaron Lorch from Catholic Passage on the show. We'll hear from author Casey Chalk on how Jesus' 7 last words teach us how to live and die. Father Chris Rising will preview this weekend's upcoming gospel, and then we'll have news, weather, sports, and all of your Saint of the Day information to get your day started out right.
The Catholic Morning Show, weekdays at 7, only on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting people to Christ.
All right, welcome back to the Casey Center here in downtown Des Moines. We are at halftime with the girls' Class 5A semifinal, and it's Dowling Catholic leading Waukee Northwest 27-26 alongside Mike Burkert. I am Mark Amadale. The winner will play Johnston, a 49-39 winner over Ankeny in the first semifinal. And we're joined here by Chuck Britton. Chuck is the, I got to get his official title here, right next to his picture, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Officials Coordinator for basketball. Mr. Britton, welcome. I've mentioned your name many times early in my broadcast career, and now I'm over 40 years, so you were out there doing games many, many years ago. A guy named Randy Bruns, Steve Bebout, Pete Peterson, and here you are, and you're not carrying a whistle. So welcome, Chuck.
Yeah, thank you very much. I am excited to be here, and I refereed a lot of games that you called, and there was a lot of excitement in those days.
Yes, there was, and it was just 2 of you. Now we have 3.
Yep.
And for some reason, there's no more striped shirts at the state tournament. We have a great-looking uniform. I'm going to have you talk about that before we move on to other things, but what a great look for the officials.
We do. I am so excited how it turned out. We took the collegiate women's basketball official and removed the blue and added the pink, and it's a subtle pink, but it looks awesome, and it's a one-time thing where once you work here, you're going to get one, and you won't see them during the season, but you'll see them here at the state tournament.
That is tremendous, Chuck, and what a reward for these guys that work very hard. I know it starts in the off-season with camps, clinics, and that's with the season official, trying to get better. You know, getting better doesn't mean working college. Getting better is getting your mechanics down. The kids got to do that out here. They got to get better, stronger, faster. Well, the officials do the same thing. A lot of that's done in the off season. You guys evaluate them. You get recommendations on them. You go check them out if you're recommended high. And, hey, are they a state tournament quality official? Because you got a lot of games to cover this week.
Yeah, exactly. And there's 60 officials here this week that are on the floor refereeing, and then we have 8 officials who are bench officials for the whole week. And those 8 bench officials are the officials who are showing promise to eventually work on the floor down here, and it gives them a great opportunity to see what it's all about and still keep them energized for the sport and officiating. Because what a lot of people don't recognize is that if you're a basketball official in Iowa, like for myself, I live in Waverly, refereed a lot of games in Des Moines. Mm-hmm. So while we might play a 7:30 game, we left home at 4:30 and left our families and our kids and our wives And our wives took care of it. Quite honestly, if it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So it's what a tremendous opportunity and career, and I have loved every minute of my officiating life.
Well, and Chuck, that's kind of why I brought you in. It's like we need officials, and I don't think people understand that unless you have a kid or maybe a grandkid involved, and some games are being postponed. Some, there's a lot of things going on depending on your sport. But need officials, and we need young people to get in. And I like what you said. Bring them in early. You get out of high school, even in high school. We have several that are working. I think I know a young man in Fort Dodge I met last year. There's somebody down in southern Iowa that's doing that. Bring them in early, and I think it's been part of the curriculum a little bit with some of these high schools.
Yep. Actually, how I started was I graduated from Earlham High School, west of Des Moines here a little ways, and I started working baseball and softball. And I would make money in the evening, and then my night job was to work at a gas station along the interstate, and I was nailing about $100 a night doing softball or baseball and working my regular job. And when I was in college, I had money, and all my buddies didn't have any. And
did they ever ask you, "Hey, how'd you make money?"
Oh yeah, I was the one that always got to help add to the ticket at the end of the night. But no, it was all good. I loved every minute of it, and what a great way to meet people. If you're a young kid and you're going to go to college, and you want to do something, job-wise that wants to work with people, there's no better training than to be an official. And to get started doing that. So.
Once again, we're visiting with Chuck Britton, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Officials Coordinator for basketball. Here at halftime, the Dowling girls leading Waukee Northwest at halftime, 27-26. And Chuck, we had Pete Peterson on earlier this year, right before the tournament started, and Pete did a great job explaining, getting involved, getting a mentor. You just can't take a test, pass a test. You got to be certified. That's the law. You have to be certified. Yep. But you also need some mentoring. And that's where I think in the past they might get stuck on a junior high game. Well, you go out and do the game the best you can, maybe that you remember. The coaches will kind of remind you when something's not right. But you need mentoring, and that's something that's very important with some of the retired officials like yourself. A few years, I'm going to be that way on the softball side. We got to go give back a little bit and help these young people coming through by mentoring them.
Absolutely, and the more we can do, the better. I have about 25 people who work for me who go around the state evaluating and watching people, and I share a story that one of our bench officials earlier in the week was somebody that I saw working a junior high game at a school, kind of out there all by himself working. Nobody was yelling or screaming. Kids were just playing and having a good time. It was either a freshman game or a sophomore game, and it was a great environment. And this guy just really enjoyed it, and he was a college kid and making $75 or $80 on a Saturday morning, and what a great way to get involved.
Well, it's a great way to stay active. And there's a little bit of work to it. If you get good, you want to move up. There's that opportunity. But if you want to just do the youth,
that's right,
games, regardless of the sport, you can do that. It just depends what you want to do. But it is a great way. You meet a lot of different people. I know I have in this business, on the coaching side, on the official side, and even on the media side, doing this I have college softball starting 1 week from Monday, so I got to get ready. I got to flip this over real quick, Chuck.
And the other thing too is that you don't have to get a gym membership. You don't have to pay for a gym membership. You get out here, run a little bit, and you've taken care of it. So it's all good.
That's a great point, Chuck. What's the best way for somebody wanting to get into officiating, regardless of the sport? Who should they get a hold of?
We have made it so much easier now because the Iowa High School Athletic Association and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union now have one registration for both. And so you can just jump on either website, just say, hey, I want to become an official, and you'll get information, and we'll help you. And we'll even line you up with a mentor and help you with that. And my daughter is 37 years old, lives in the Iowa City area, and we are going to be relocating to that area. And I think she and I are going to referee volleyball. She really wants to do that, and I told her if she'd do it, I would help her. And that's what everybody needs, is a little bit of help, and that's what we're all about.
That is awesome. What a story that is. And Wartburg, Waverly, Iowa to Iowa City. Oh, boy, that's a leap of faith.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But I have a lot of faith, so we're good.
Let me tell you this, Chuck. Great job with this group of officials. Is on in the tournament program, page 99. Well, thanks, Jason Escler. We're almost at the bottom, at the back. But page 99, all the officials that qualified and made it to the state tournament. Congratulations to them. But a lot of hard work put in by this crew in the off season. It just didn't happen the last 3 weeks of the basketball season. You guys have been out there evaluating, and here's your top 50.
Yes, absolutely. And I couldn't be more proud of the guys that are there and the gals. And we've got 2 females working at the state tournament, and lots of young women who now are really solid officials, and you're going to see more and more here down in Des Moines and working. So.
I didn't give Mr. Peterson this opportunity, but anything you want to shout out to anybody? What do you want to say in your closing remarks on Iowa Catholic Radio to our listening audience that goes up to the Great Lakes of Iowa and Mesa City?
I'd like for everybody to remember that we can't play this game without us.
That is true.
Everybody should support us. Every person that's wearing a striped shirt should be supported positively, because without them, you can't play the game.
That's right.
Yeah.
Chuck Britton, thanks for all you do. Thanks for taking time. And keep those guys down there at the end of press row, Pete Peterson, Neswald, and all that group in line, would you?
As long as they're food, they hang on. They're hanging in there.
Good. Thank you, Chuck. Chuck Britton visiting with us. We're going to take a break, come back after this 1-minute break, start the second half. Dowling Catholic leading leading Waukee Northwest 27-26. Back in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Saints John and Paul, Knights of Columbus, are hosting fish fries every Friday during Lent, serving 4:30 to 7 p.m. All-you-can-eat fish dinner, plus macaroni and cheese or cheese pizza for the kids. Stations of the Cross at 5 p.m. in the church, 1401 First Avenue South in Altoona.
Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com, 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
All right, we're back here at Casey Center in downtown Des Moines. Second half underway. Waukee Northwest with the basketball, a shot up and no good. Rebound comes out to Dowling. Maroons scoring on their first possession on a basket by Katie Moeller. And Dowling leading 29-26 over Waukee Northwest in this Class 5A semifinal. As a shot in the lane now by Adrian Sears is no good. Rebound wrestled down by Sadie McCann. And she goes coast to coast and scores. McCann got the block shot, rebound, and scored.
Yeah, that was a nice defensive play, and then she really took it hard to the basket and made a nice shot off the backboard.
29-28. Dowling by 1. 6:20 remaining, third quarter here at the Casey Center. Ellie Moeller with the basketball and tries to attack Danberg. Has to kick it out to her sister Katie. Katie with it down the lane, double team, shot up, and no good. And we're going to get Katie Moeller with the charge as she tries to go through everyone, and a foul on Dowling, so a turnover on the Maroons, and on Katie, her second foul here, Mike Burkert.
Yeah, that was good cooperation there by the teamwork by the referees there, because they looked at each other to make sure they got the call correct in their minds, so it was a nice play.
That's kind of the old crossover lane where both their eyes are meeting, and they did a great job working together. If you're a Dowling fan, you didn't like the call, but it's the right call, and now we got a whistle and a foul as Northwest had the basketball, and they're going to whistle the foul on Dowling. It'll be on Ellie. Oh, check that. They're going to whistle it on Croat, I believe. And if that is her first foul. It's on Danberg. Okay. All right, so
that was on Croat.
It's I was right the first time.
Yeah, it took him a second to put it up on the board. You were correct.
All right, Dowling with the ball, and now here's Katie Muller with a shot in the lane. It's no good, and a jump ball called as Sears is tied up with McCann on the rebound, and it'll be Dowling basketball. So Croat with 7 points now check that. Croat with 5 points, her second foul. 29-28, Dowling by 1. The Maroons led in the first half by Ellie Muller's 10 points. Adrian Sears, 8 points. 8 points now for Katie Muller. Tess Carmichael off the bench with 3 points. Now the Wolves come away with the steal. They go all the way down. Layup up. Too strong, no good. Sears with the rebound as Logan Vogt came down, had a great look at the basket, but she overshot the rim. Now here's Sears with it for Dowling. She'll launch the three, top of the key, good! Adrian Sears with 11 points. They gave her the three, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah, so she has 11 points, and that is true. And the Maroons now extend their lead to 4, 32-28. Croat for three, top of the key, it's no good. And Muller with the rebound. That's Ellie coming away with it. All of a sudden, the lid on the basket for the Wolves. Dowling with the ball, Sears with it. Dribble handoff goes to Maddie Rice, who's been quiet today for the Maroons. She had a big game on Monday afternoon. Now to Nikki Muller. Over to Sears, a catch and shoot. Good! Just inside the three-point line, Adrian Sears, timeout, Northwest. Adrian with 13 points, and is this a full? It is. We'll take a 1-minute break with our score. Dowling 34, Waukee Northwest 28. The Maroons with a 6-point lead, their largest of the afternoon. 4.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Dr. Marcus Peter examines culture, church, and current events through the lens of faith from the heart of the church to show how Jesus Christ is Lord over all facets of life. Ave Maria in the afternoon, weekdays at 3 p.m. Central on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610, ashworthvision.com.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
The Diocese of Sioux City and the Mars All Saints Parish invite you to the March 21st Men's Conference with keynote speaker Dr. Ray RND and Bishop John Keener. Register today at scdiocese.org/men's conference.
All right, we're back here at the Casey Center in downtown Des Moines. Iowa Catholic Radio's coverage of Dowling Catholic High School at the Girls State Basketball Tournament, Class 5A semifinals. Dowling leading 34-28. Wolves called a timeout after the Maroons have their largest lead of the afternoon of 6 points. And Wolves came down and get a shot ball and down the other way with it. And the Maroons now get the ball back over to Waukee Northwest. So lid on the basket, Northwest in the lane. They lose the ball out of bounds, and a foul called on Dowling as taking the ball to the hoop was Logan Vogt. And what say you here, Mike Burkert, as free throws coming for Vogt?
I think that was on Ellie Mola there. Her second.
And that'll send Vogt to the line. She has 3 points this afternoon on a three-pointer in the second quarter. First free throw is good. Logan Vogt, 6'2" junior, headed to play volleyball at Iowa State. Her mom, Jody, is the head volleyball coach at Waukee Northwest. They won a couple state titles. And she has 4 points this afternoon with that first free throw. As Dowling had a 1-point lead at halftime, extended the lead to 6, and now it's down to 4, 34.
30. It takes
30.
a second. Yeah. Need a little quicker on the finger there.
5 points for Vogt and a 4-point lead for Dowling. Here's Rice with it. Maddie on the dribble to Tess Carmichael, who just checked in. Now to Ellie Muller, top of the key. Looking for a cutter, can't find anyone. Now goes the lane against Burpo. Layup is up and good. Reverse layup with the right hand, Ellie Muller. And the Maroons extend their lead up to 6. Ellie with 12 points.
Northwest was back in their matchup 2-3 zone that time, and Ellie found an opening there and was able to take it to the basket.
Yeah, Northwest likes to change their defense. We see them strategizing across the way. Burpo with an inside pivot. Her shot up, blocked by Muller, and Ellie's going to get called for the foul. Might have reached just a little too far, and that's her third foul.
Burpo just took it right at her that time and sort of said, I'm either going to get a block, I'm going to score, or I'm going to get fouled. One of those three.
And the free throw good by Burpo. Victoria, 6'2" sophomore, has 8 points this afternoon. Had 7 points in the first half. This is her first point. Now for the first time for Dowling in the contest, Olivia Meredith, and she'll replace Ellie Muller. So Maroons are going to give up some size in the post.
Yeah, it's probably a good move by Coach. Ellie's gotten 2 fouls pretty close together there and was not happy with the second one, so probably best to have her sit for a little bit here just to kind of calm down.
Second free throw good by Burpo. She has 9 points off the bench, and now Dowling will inbound the ball, and a full court man-to-man press by Northwest. They get it to Sears, double team. Now they give it back to Katie Muller, and she gets it across the timeline, guarded by Sadie McCann. Dowling 36, Waukee Northwest 32 here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Mark Amadale alongside Mike Burkert. Aiden Pugh, our student producer, as we interrupt programming. And now Dowling with the ball. Rice with it. Gets it over to Meredith. Now to Sears with 10 on the shot clock. Sears guarded by Billick, and she's just daring her to go left. Now to Katie Muller. 2 on the shot clock. And it'll be a shot clock violation on Dowling. Oh, they're going to let it go. It's out of bounds. It'll be Waukee Northwest basketball, and it was a shot clock violation on a delayed call there.
Yeah, that was a nice defense there. Big possession now for Northwest, down 4 with 2 minutes and 1 second left in the third quarter. So each possession is critical, but this is one to try to get it down to a one-possession game.
36-32 Dowling. Under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Now we got an official timeout. Nope. Head coach Sam Powell wants to talk it over.
We got some blood.
Oh, okay. Now I see what they're doing. They pointed at Sam.
Vanna Billick, I think, has got skinned her knee up there.
Official right in front of us said, yep, blood time, so they're going to get the folks out there. Let's recognize some of our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio as they've been with us all throughout the fall and winter season. Our thanks to Fast Signs in Clive, Construction Professionals, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Skeffington's Formal Wear. Mike Burkert, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's a game we expected. Back and forth. We'll see who blinks first here.
Each position is valued. The winner plays Johnson in the state championship game tomorrow night. Johnson a winner 49-39 over Ankeny in the first semifinal in Class 5A. And now the Wolves turn it over after that timeout for blood on the floor. They turn it over.
After we talked about how important possessions were. It's kind of that curse, I guess, maybe.
Yeah. All right, Dowling with the ball. Full court pressure by Northwest, and Sears breaks the press. Gets it to Nikki Muller for 3 in the corner. It's up and no good, but she was fouled on the play by Croat. And Romy picks up her third foul. So both teams leading scorers in foul trouble. Croat for Northwest with 3 fouls, and Ellie Muller with 3 fouls. Now who's going to blink?
Well, these are 3 big free throws here. It could stretch it to not 7-point lead if she hits all 3.
Nikki has not scored in this contest, misses the first free throw.
She'll hit the next 2. We'll watch.
And Maddie Rice is yet to score for Dowling. So that's a 2 starters. Second free throw, no good. Good. Put the announcer's jinx on her, Coach Burkert.
Doing that positive spin.
Muller 0 for 2. She has 1 more free throw. Dowling 36. Waukee Northwest 32. 1:32 remaining. Third quarter here in the semifinals. Dowling's got a good crowd over there. It's Maroon out. And third free throw hits the back iron, no good. But Olivia Meredith with the rebound for Dowling. And the Maroons will have the basketball as Dowling, and they're all maroon jerseys over there. I think my daughter's sitting amongst them too. She was going today.
Good for her.
And good for all the kids over there. They need to be. All right, here's Sears underneath. Her shot up and goes around the rim, no good. Meredith with the rebound has her shot blocked by Danberg. And the rebound comes back to Danberg. And the Maroons have an empty possession there as Billick dribbles in the front court. Now a handoff to Croat. A little dribble weave going. Boat with it. They work the right side to Croat, who's guarded by Maddie Rice. Now a step back 3 by McCann has missed everything, no good. And the rebound slapped in bounds. 8 on the shot clock. Croat for 3 in the corner. It's no good. Rebound, offensive rebound. Danberg, and she puts it through. Good hustle on the offensive boards. And Danberg with 6 points. And a whistle and a foul on Northwest. McCann will pick up the foul as she was guarding full court press. And I think she was guarding Sears.
She was trying to keep her from getting the ball here.
And team foul number 3 on Waukee Northwest. Dowling Catholic with 3 fouls. 27 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And now a substitution for Northwest. They're going to get their personnel in. Now they get it into Sears. Adrian will dribble against the pressure. Now to Ellie Muller, who's back in for the Maroons with 3 fouls. To Katie Muller. Dowling playing for 1 shot. 10 seconds remaining. Shot clock is turned off here in the third quarter. Underneath to Ellie Muller. And we got a whistle and a blocking foul on Northwest. Ellie caught the ball and didn't come down. She came down on the floor. And it'll be out of bounds to Dowling. That was team foul number 4 on the Wolves with 3 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that was going to leave a mark.
Yeah, Ellie's kind of feeling it now.
Yeah.
And Nikki Muller will check in for Carmichael. Out of bounds to Dowling underneath their own basket with 3.4 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 36-34, Dowling by 2. Ellie will throw it in. Gets to Katie. Step back 3 at the horn is up and short. And we've come to the end of the third quarter here at the Casey Center, Des Moines. Our score, Dowling Catholic 36, Waukee Northwest 34. Alongside Mike Burkert, I am Mark Amadale. We'll return with the fourth quarter of this Class 5A state semifinal here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
It's our turn to listen to you. Iowa Catholic Radio's listener survey is now live. Your response helps tell the Iowa Catholic Radio story on how hearts and minds have been changed. Take our survey today at iowacatholicradio.com and enter to win a $25 Visa gift card.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Okay, that's all for today. I'm a teacher, and I've got a big job. I shape the mind of every student who walks through my classroom doors. But my department isn't the biggest in school. You know what is? Athletics. And it's the athletic administrator who makes it all happen. So While you're thanking me for all that I do, thank them too. They deserve it.
This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
All right, welcome back to the Casey Center in downtown Des Moines. Fourth quarter of this Class 5A semifinal. Dowling leading Waukee Northwest 36-34. Northwest has the ball to start the fourth quarter on the alternate possession. The winner meets Johnson tomorrow night, 6 o'clock for the 5A state championship. Johnson defeating Ankeny for the third time this year, 49-39 in game one. Alongside Mike Burkert, I am Mark Amadale. Aiden Pugh, our studio producer at Iowa Catholic Radio, as we preempt regular scheduled programming. And now Carmichael with the block shot as Danberg tried to throw it in the try to get the shot away, and it's knocked towards the out of bounds, saved by Dowling, and Sears comes away with it. We'll get our scoring through three quarters and statistics here in a moment. Now a steal back by Northwest. McCann with the steal. And now Danberg travels with the basketball as she was going to attack the glass. Mike, you have a look at the scoring through the first three quarters here this afternoon.
Yeah, in the third quarter, Dowling was 4 of 11 from the field. Waukee Northwest was 2 out of 8. Three-point shooting, Dowling was 2 out of 3. Waukee Northwest was 0 out of 3. Dowling was 0 for 3 free throws. Waukee Northwest 4 of 4 for the game. Dowling is out rebounding them 25-18.
All right, Dowling breaks to press. Had a few seconds to spare there as full court pressure by Waukee Northwest. We talked about in the pregame. That was a big factor in their win over Iowa City West. 80-49 Northwest, a winner in the first round on Monday afternoon, to meet Dowling here this afternoon. Here's Katie Muller coming off a ball screen by her sister Ellie. Goes through traffic. Scoop shot with the left hand. No good. Rebounded by Logan Vogt. Northwest with the basketball. Vogt gets to Croat. Attacks the glass on the left side. Her shot up and good. The basket will count. A foul on Carmichael. So Tess picks up her first foul, and Croat starting to get hot. That's her first basket of the second half. She has 7 points.
Yeah, that was just a power move she just made there. Determined she got the ball in the left wing and just took it hard right to the basket.
So Romy Croat averaging 14 points a contest. She and McCann are the two leading scorers, averaging 14 for Northwest. And the free throw up, good. Croat with 8 points. Full court pressure by the Wolves. And Waukee Northwest has taken a 1-point lead with that combination of basket and free throw. 6:20 to go, fourth quarter. Dowling with the ball. Ellie Muller dribbles in the lane. Reverse layup, no good. Blocked by Danberg and rebounded to Croat. Wolves with the basketball. Their first lead of the second half as we approach the 6-minute mark. Dowling has 4 timeouts remaining. Waukee Northwest with 3. And now a long three up and off the backboard, off the rim, no good by Croat. Rebound Muller. She's knocked to the ground. And it'll be Dowling basketball as the ball goes out of bounds. Oh, no, we got a whistle and a foul. Excuse me.
Yeah, they caught her reach in there on the rebound. Waukee Northwest ran the old flex offense that time to get their shot off.
Foul on Northwest. We're going to see who they give it to. And Dowling dribbling across the timeline. Here's Sears with it. Adrian picks up her dribble. Now needs some help. Gives it to Katie Muller. Muller guarded by Logan Vogt. Coming off a ball screen. Here's Muller. Tries to spin in the lane. Little scoop shot up and good! The up and under by Katie Muller. Those sisters have that down, and Katie with her 10th point. And a timeout called by Northwest. We'll see what Coach Powell wants. It'll be a 30-second break. We'll keep it here with 5:13 to go, fourth quarter. Dowling 38, Waukee Northwest 37. Back and forth, lead changes, all that. Alongside Mike Burkert, I am Mark Amadale. Our thanks to Bose and the Florists, Construction Professionals, Ashworth Vision Clinic, and Iowa Wealth Management. And Mike, it's just been everything we thought. It's a tight game. Each possession counts. Now it's even further under the microscope as we have 5 minutes and 13 seconds left. And may I say, in regulation, not just the fourth quarter, in regulation.
That's true, Mark. Each possession is critical. I've been watching. Both coaches are calling set offensive plays now to try to isolate their scorers in the best possible situation that they can.
Reminder, once the game is over, we will have a post-game show. We'll be joined by members of the Dowling girls basketball coaching staff. Coach Marr goes back to the TV room, but we'll get Coach Audrey or Coach Danner helping us. There's Northwest with the basketball, 10 on the shot clock. Croat guarded by Ellie Moeller. Gets at the top of the key to Billick for three. It's no good. Rebound Katie Moeller. So Maroons needed a stop, and they got it. As Dowling with a 1-point lead as we have 4:45 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Dowling right to left towards the south basket here at the Casey Center. Wearing their home white uniforms, maroon numbers and letters. Here's Ellie Moeller at the free throw line, double team. Now power dribble in the lane, shot up and no good, drew the foul. And that'll be on Danberg. And on Cassidy, that'll be her second foul. No, first foul. So first foul on Danberg, and the free throw no good by Ellie Moeller, who has 12 points this afternoon. This afternoon's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Fast Signs and Clive, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and the Catholic Tuition Organization. Croat's going to take a seat on the bench. Replaced by Leah Janulevich. Second free throw by Ellie, no good. And Rice had the basketball and slapped it away, but right into the hands of Sadie McCann, who just checked in for the Wolves. So Maroons come up empty. They lead by one with 4:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. Now catch and shoot. McCann for three, good, right in front of us as Carmichael got into a ball screen and couldn't defend her.
Yep, that was a nice shot. Like I said, we had the perfect angle. Watch that one go.
7 points for McCann, and Northwest with a 2-point lead. And a timeout called by Dowling. They needed to because they were right at the 10-second count, and Coach Meyer saw it and got the timeout. We'll keep it here with 3:57 remaining. Fourth quarter. Waukee Northwest 40. Dowling Catholic 38 alongside Mike Burkett, Mark Hamadale. Coach, it's getting tense. Maroons missing 2 free throws. Northwest comes down and hits a 3 to take the lead.
Yeah, hopefully it won't come back to haunt Dowling, but that's 5. They're 0 for 5 on free throws in the second half. And, in a game of this, how tight it is, those are critical.
Yes, they are. I mentioned that earlier. Nikki Moeller missing 3 free throws in the third quarter, and then her older sister Ellie missing 2. That Maroons 0 for 5 after going 2 for 2 in the first half. Northwest at the free throw line, they were 2 of 3 in the first half. They are now 6 for 7 going into the fourth quarter, and actually are now 7 of 8 when Croat hit that and one. So,
well, this game has been no different than the previous 2 these guys played against each other. So
yeah,
it's going to come down to who can execute here in the last few minutes.
Waukee Northwest won at home against Dowling 43-40 the first time these 2 teams met this season, but Dowling winning by 9 at Dowling back in February. Now Katie Moeller, a little scoop shot up and no good, and a rebound comes out to Logan Vogt and Waukee Northwest. The Maroons got the shot they wanted in the spot they wanted but couldn't convert. Now the Wolves leading by 2 in the basketball, 3:20 remaining fourth quarter. In the Wolves lineup, Burpo checks in. He's had quite an afternoon, has 9 points off the bench. And now here's Billick with the basketball. Down the lane she goes on the left side and draws the foul.
That was actually really good defense by Tess Carmichael. I think she got surprised a little bit when she decided to put up a shot. She was on her right side, kind of riding her down the lane.
So Carmichael with her second foul. And Billick at the free throw line converts. She now has 6 points, had 5 in the first half. And the Wolves extend their lead to 3, 41-38. Dowling's largest lead has been 6. The Wolves' biggest lead has been 5. Second free throw good. Billick with 7 points. 42-38. Waukee Northwest by 4. 3 minutes to go. Here's Sears coming off a ball screen. Works the right side to Ellie Muller. Ellie down the lane has the ball stolen away. Lost the basketball and picked up by Danberg, who's back in. Now to Vogt. Logan guarded by Katie Muller. 2:45 to go. Maroons trail by 4. Dowling with 2 team fouls. Waukee Northwest with 2 team fouls. Here's Danberg with it as they play catch on the perimeter. Wolves are trying to run their set offense. Dowling stays man-to-man. Underneath, shot blocked. McCann got loose, tried the left-handed layup, blocked out of bounds by Ellie Muller with 2:24 to go in the fourth quarter.
5 seconds on the shot clock, so we have to get a shot up pretty quick here.
Korat returns to the Northwest lineup, replacing Jania Leverage. And for Dowling, Nikki Muller checking in for Carmichael. Now they get it into Danberg. Down the lane, her shot is blocked. Out of bounds. And there'll be a shot clock violation. Blocked shot by Ellie Muller. Goes out of bounds and a shot clock violation. It'll be Dowling basketball. And the Northwest fans are not happy.
They're not agreeing with that call.
Straight up, blocked shot. And now we've got a violation. Well, ball tipped out of bounds as Katie Muller tried to inbound it, as Vogt's right there. And again, ball knocked out of bounds, a violation. It'll be Dowling basketball. Full court pressure. Dowling inbound the ball underneath the Northwest basket. They get it into Ellie Muller. Now back to her sister Katie. 2:10 to go, and the Maroons get across half court, trailing by 4. 42-38, Waukee Northwest. Katie Muller down the lane. Scoop shot to the right hand. Good! Nice move by Katie, and a timeout Dowling. Katie with her 12th point this afternoon. We've got a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 2:02 to go here in this fourth quarter of the Class 5A semifinals. It's Waukee Northwest 42, Dowling 40. Back in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Saints John and Paul, Knights of Columbus, are hosting fish fries every Friday during Lent, serving 4:30 to 7 p.m. All-you-can-eat fish dinner, plus macaroni and cheese or cheese pizza for the kids. Stations of the Cross at 5 p.m. in the church, 1401 First Avenue South in Altoona.
Iowa Catholic Radio, helping you encounter Jesus every day with your faith leaders.
Hi, this is Father Sean Roberson, TOR from Franciscan University of Steubenville. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
All right, we're back here at Wells. I knew I was going to do that. Casey Center, downtown Des Moines, formerly Wells Fargo Arena. Class 5A semifinals. Waukee with a 2-point lead, and the Wolves with the basketball. Vanna Billick in the lane and shoots and scores. Billick with the last 4 points for Waukee Northwest. They have a 4-point lead over Dowling. 1:35 remaining. Wolves by 4. Dowling across the timeline. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining, and both teams with 2 fouls here in the fourth quarter. Here's Sears down the right side of the lane. Layup good. Adrian Sears. Her first basket of the fourth quarter. She has 15 points. 44-42. Dowling trails by 2, and Northwest in the front court. 1:10 to play. With the basketball is McCann. Now they get it to Vogt. As Waukee Northwest playing catch on the perimeter. 15 on the shot clock. Here's Croat with it. Nearly lost the basketball. Had to go through navigate through some traffic and has it. 7 on the shot clock. Croat down the lane. Her shot blocked by Ellie Moeller. Rebounded by Sears. Dowling with the ball in the backcourt. 44 seconds to play. 30 on the shot clock and a timeout called by Dowling. So the Maroons will have it at half court. We will keep it here alongside Mike Burkert. I am Mark Amadale. This is a 30-second timeout, Mike, and everything coming to a head as we talked about all those previous possessions in the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter. Now it comes down to executing for Dowling, down 2 for Northwest, leading by 2.
Yeah, it's going to come down to potentially each team's going to have one possession if it plays out. However, that's going to be predicated by whether or not Dowling can score on this possession or not. I don't think they're going to go a 2-for-1 here. I think they're going to try to pick out their best offensive set that they have. My guess is it's going to be getting the ball into Ellie Moeller and have her drive to the basket.
And Mike, for Dowling, since they have the ball coming out of timeout at half court, you almost have to have 2 plays called. One in case Coach Powell goes zone, and one in case he goes man, or maybe a third play when he goes half zone and half man. Interesting here for Dowling on this timeout.
Yeah, I think if I was Coach Powell, the one that's been the most effective for them has been that 2-3 matchup, because then they've got help inside and they match up on the wing people. So we'll see what happens here.
All right, Dowling will inbound the ball, and they're saying you got to inbound it in front of Coach Powell and Coach Dewey over there and Coach Trent Smith. So they got to come all the way down.
Yeah,
Maddie Rice will inbound the ball. Katie Moeller's double team. They get it to Ellie Moeller at half court, and she's fouled right away. Fouls to give. We mentioned both teams with 2 fouls. Now Northwest with their 3rd foul here in the 4th quarter. 44-42. Northwest by 2. And that foul was on Croat, and that's her 4th. Wow. And Billick has 2 fouls, so she's still in there. Dowling with the ball. All right, shot clock's been reset. About a 5-second differential, shot clock and game clock. 30 seconds on the shot clock and 34 on the game clock. Here's Sears underneath, and she draws the foul. They're going to wave off the shot out of bounds to Dowling. That'll be the 4th team foul on the Wolves.
And now the shot clock's off, so Dowling can. It's going to be interesting to see how long they wait to get that shot off.
That foul will be on Sadie McCann, her 2nd. 29 seconds remaining. Shot clock is off, and Dowling can play for the last shot. I think you just do the best available. Here's Tess Carmichael underneath to Moeller. Layup is good, and we're tied. Great pass from Tess Carmichael to Ellie Moeller on the right block. Ellie with 14 points. Timeout, Waukee. Northwest will keep it here. 15 seconds remaining. Tied at 45. Wells Fargo Arena. You and I are sitting on ice. Well, there's a pad between us, but the court is rolling, man. It is rolling. Tied, and we got overtime on the horizon, but Waukee Northwest with 15.3 seconds will have the ball out of bounds in front of their own bench.
Yeah, it's lived up to its expectations this game. It's going to come down to whether or not Northwest can execute offensively and if Dowling can make a defensive stop here.
Well, you wonder what the matchups are. We haven't seen Dowling play any zone, so you wonder it's going to be who they're going to guard, and everybody's got to help, especially if it gets inside the paint. But you got to be mindful of Croat and Billick. They can dribble penetrate, and we're going to see. Our thanks this afternoon to Catholic Tuition Organization, Construction Professionals, our friends at Iowa Wealth Management, and Ashworth Vision Clinic. The winner moves on to tomorrow night, 6 o'clock for the 5A state championship game. Dowling and Johnson tried to make it 3 straight years. Waukee Northwest says, hey, I'd like a shot at
the radio home for your Dowling Catholic Maroons. 105.5 KIHS, Perry, Des Moines. IowaCatholicRadio.com and the Iowa Catholic Radio mobile app. Encounter Jesus.
KIHS, Perry, KDVM, Mason City, KCSL, Spencer.
Hi, this is Trent Horn from Catholic Answers. Has anyone ever told you that they believe abortion is wrong, except in the case of rape? It's easy for pro-lifers to come off as uncaring towards women when they talk about this issue, especially if they only say rape accounts for 1% of abortions. That's true, but more should be said. Strongly affirm that rape is an awful crime, and that women are victimized when others don't take this crime seriously. Some countries execute rape victims in honor killings, which is barbaric. In our country, we don't
As a
execute
mom, I'm glad my
rapists,
son
much
plays.
less rape victims, and yet we execute the child who was conceived in rape, the other innocent party. Shouldn't we oppose acts of violence against rape victims and the children conceived through rape? This has been Trent Horn with a Catholic Answers Pro-Life Minute. For my free pro-life booklet that will make you better at defending human life, visit whyweareprolife.com.
The true purpose of high school sports is not about playing time or winning trophies. It's not about getting college scholarships or going pro. If that's your focus, you're missing the point. High school sports are about teaching life lessons and helping students become better people. While winning is the goal, growing is the purpose of high school sports, and we believe that is worth protecting.
Let's join together to protect the purpose of high school sports. Visit protectthepurpose.com. This message presented by the NFHS and the IGHSAU.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever heard someone say, "What's wrong for you may be right for someone else"? And besides, what's right and wrong changes like everything else. You can't fight these things. You have to just go with the flow. G.K. Chesterton says, "Right is right, even if nobody does it. And wrong is wrong, even if everybody is wrong about it." Right and wrong are not based on fashion and personal preferences, and not on the calendar. They're based on the laws of God, on eternal truth that does not change. And as for going with the flow, G.K. Chesterton says, "A dead thing goes with the stream. Only a living thing can go against it." Want more than a minute? Visit us at chesterton.org.
All right, we're at downtown Des Moines, Casey Center. Mark Amadale, as we've lost our internet here on Press Row, so we're going to call the game in overtime. Dowling 46, Dowling 44, Waukee Northwest 44 as we head to overtime, and Northwest scores on their first possession. Dowling with the basketball underneath Ellie Moeller, shoots and scores. So we're tied at 46. Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Both teams played to a 44-44 tie in regulation. And both teams now 2-2 here in overtime. There's Croat with it for Waukee Northwest. Pass goes underneath to Logan Vogt. Goes through her hands, but tracks it down. Now to Danberg. Danberg, top of the key to Croat. Northwest with 7 on the shot clock. Billick down the lane, throws up a shot. It's no good. And Sears with the foul for Dowling. And on Adrian, that'll be her first foul. With 1:57 to play here in overtime. Tied at 46, free throws coming for Lana Billick. Billick with 7 points this afternoon. First free throw good. This afternoon's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Bozen the Florist. Ashworth Vision Clinic. Our thanks to Iowa Wealth Management and Construction Professionals. Second free throw good. So Billick goes 2 for 2. She's 4 for 4 at the line. She has 9 points for Waukee Northwest. Now Dowling full court pressure, inbounds the ball to Ellie Moeller. Gets it to her sister Katie. 48-46, Northwest by 2. 1:45 to go in overtime. The winner will play Johnston tomorrow night in the 5A state championship game. There's Ellie Moeller, top of the key. Now dribbles down the right side to get the shot. It's blocked by Burpo. Ball loose on the floor. And we've got a tie-up and jump ball. Possession arrow
Northwest. It'll be Northwest basketball. Substitution for Waukee Northwest. Vanna Billick returns to the lineup. And she'll replace Leah Januleverage. And we've got a timeout on the floor. And we'll keep it here. I'll bring in Mike Burkett as we're going to share a phone. Minute 32 to go in overtime, 48-46. Northwest with a 2-point lead. Mike, this has been quite the game, especially when you start overtime.
It is. Now it's a strategic game. Nice call here by Coach Meyer. She saw some blood on one of the players and got a free timeout here to discuss what she wants to try to do here with the last minute and 32 seconds defensively. So,
all right, it'll be Northwest basketball in the ultimate possession. Dowling's lineup has Sears, Rice, Carmichael, along with Ellie and Katie Muller. Here's Billick in the front court, or rather Croat in the front court. Down low to Burpo. Looks to shoot, now kicks it back out top to McCann. Sadie McCann for Northwest. On the dribble, guarded by Maddie Rice. Dribbles baseline, puts up the shot. Good! Sadie McCann gets loose and has her 9th point. And the Wolves lead by 4, 50-46 with 4 minutes to play, with 1 minute to play. And now whistling a foul on the Wolves, and that'll be on Victoria Burpo, her first foul. Free throws coming for Ellie Muller. He's 0 for 2 this afternoon. First one good. Ellie with all 3 of Dowling's points here in overtime. And Coach Sam Powell wants to talk it over with 59 seconds remaining. This will be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Our score, Waukee Northwest 50, Dowling 47, 59 seconds remaining here in overtime at the Girls State Basketball Tournament, Class 5A semifinals. Back after this break on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Iowa Catholic Radio offers your parish, school, or faith-based organization Eucharistic Miracles of the World. This Vatican-approved exhibit was designed and created by St. Carlo Acutis. Email contact@iowacatholicradio.com for details.
When I started school sports, I didn't know who I wanted to be. I just wanted to play.
But looking back, I developed character, resilience, and integrity. And now I'm settled in a career. I'm a leader to my own kids and my community. I know who I am and where I belong, and it started with school sports. I found my place. Find yours.
This message presented by the IGHSAU and the Iowa High School Athletic Directors Association.
From Slater to Dexter and everywhere at iowacatholicradio.com or the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting people to Christ.
Now to Waukee Northwest, 55 seconds remaining, and the Wolves lead by 3. In the front court, on the dribble is Logan Vogt. Picks up her dribble, now trying to get it to a teammate, finally gets it to Danberg. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Croat with it, left wing guarded by Carmichael of Dowling. Romy with it at the free throw line, down the lane, picks up a shot, good. Big basket for Croat. Romy with her 10th point. And a timeout on the floor by Dowling. We'll keep it here with 27 seconds remaining. 52-47. Waukee Northwest with the lead. Alongside Mike Burkett, I am Mark Amadeo. Little power outage here on the floor here at Wells Fargo Arena. It used to formerly called Hal Casey Center as we lost our internet, so we're on the phone. And Mike, big decision here. Dowling's got to score quickly and get the ball back somehow.
Yeah, I would assume that they're going to try to get the ball probably to Ellie to drive to the basket, hopefully get a 3-point play, turn it to 2 points. They have one timeout left, so my assumption would be they're going to call a timeout, decide who they want to foul if they don't get the trap right away or the steal, and try to play out these last 27 seconds for as long as they can.
Thank you, Mike. And let's take a look at our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. Been with us all season long. They include Fast Signs and Clive, Skeffington's Formal Wear, the Catholic Tuition Organization. Our thanks to Iowa Wealth Management, Ashworth Vision Clinic, Those in the Florists, and our friends at Construction Professionals. 27 seconds remaining in overtime. Waukee with a 5-point lead over Dowling, 52-47. And the Maroons' season in peril right now. Dowling trying to get back to the state championship game for the third straight year. Dowling inbounds the ball. Length of court they have to go to get to Ellie Moore. Now to Sears. Adrian dribbles across the timeline. Dowling has one timeout remaining. So does Waukee Northwest. Katie Moore for three. 52-50 on the basket by Katie Moeller. She has 15 points this afternoon. And that was a huge bucket for the Maroons. As we will keep it here as Dowling uses its final timeout with 12 seconds remaining. So Mike Burkert, 12 seconds. Waukee Northwest has to go to the length of the floor. One thing they have to do, they got to get it across the timeline in 10, and we'll see with how much pressure Dowling can put on them. They maybe get a 10-second call before or a foul. Dowling has, 2 fouls to give right now, at least one foul to give.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. That's going to be the critical part. They have one foul to give, so I assume that they're probably going to try to steal the inbounds. If they can't do that, they're going to foul immediately. And then when the Waukee takes the ball the second time, again, it's got to be a quick trap, hope for a steal. If not, then you've got to foul right away.
I want to thank Adrian Pugh, our studio producer. Appreciate Aiden sitting in this afternoon. It started out this morning. Mike Burkert is my broadcast partner. We're sharing the phone here in overtime as internet connection went out along press row. So backup says, all right, Northwest inbound the ball. They got the length of the court to go, and a whistle, a quick foul on Dowling. And I believe it was Maddie Rice who commits the foul. Maroons had a foul to give. And Rice with her first foul. That'll be the 14th foul on Dowling here in the second half. Waukee Northwest has already committed 5 fouls in the second half, so if they were to foul, Dowling would get 2 free throws in the bonus. 11.6 seconds remaining. Wolves throw it in, and they get it into Danberg, and she's fouled in the backcourt, and she'll go to the free throw line. So 10.5 seconds to play. The lead is 2 for Waukee Northwest here in overtime. On the horizon, Johnston, the 2-time defending champs, will get the winner of this game. And we have 10.2 seconds remaining. Danberg eyes the basket. Free throw good. Danberg with 7 points. 53-50, Waukee Northwest. Second free throw up, good. 4-point lead for Northwest. Dowling inbounds the ball out of timeouts. They get it to Ellie Moeller, and the ball's thrown away by Croat. Romy with it, 5 seconds to play and a foul on Dowling, and that'll about do it for the Maroons. Ellie Moeller picks up the foul. That's her fourth. And Croat to the free throw line for 2 free throws. She has 10 points this afternoon. 54-50, our score. Northwest with the lead. First free throw good. Croat with 11 points. .3 seconds remaining here in overtime. And Northwest second free throw good by Croat. She has 12 points. And that'll do it. Waukee Northwest heads to the state championship game tomorrow night as they defeated Dowling Catholic 56-50. So the 2 CIML schools face each other 3 times this year, and the Wolves win the rubber game and advance to the state championship game against Johnston, a 49-39 win in Game 1 earlier this morning over the Ankeny Hawks. It'll be Johnson, Waukee, Northwest for the state title game tomorrow night. We're going to take a 2-minute break and come back to Wells Fargo Arena and total things up. Alongside Mike Burkert, I am Mark Amadale. Our final. Dowling girls conclude their season with a record of 21-4 as Waukee Northwest defeats Dowling 56-50. The Wolves improve their record to 19-5. Back in 2 minutes here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Iowa Catholic Radio, helping you encounter Jesus every day with your faith leaders.
I am Father Lito Thomas from the Diocese of Des Moines. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Game day in my house is everything. I get out of class, I grab my gear, and get to the game because I can't wait. And my dad, he does the same thing. He's an official here in Iowa. He makes the tough calls, stays cool under pressure, and knows ball like nobody else. I want to be just like him. You can too. Sign up at highschoolofficials.com.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
Do you believe in the importance of Catholic education? Do you owe Iowa income tax this year? Consider a gift to the Catholic Tuition Organization to help worthy students attend Catholic schools in the diocese and receive an Iowa tax credit of 75% of your donation. If you give $1,000 to CTO, you'll receive a tax credit of $750. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com, 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Girls season has come to an end as Waukee Northwest defeats Dowling Catholic by 56-50. Congratulations to head coach Sam Powell and the Waukee Northwest Wolves. They'll go ahead to the state game tomorrow night. They'll take on the defending champion Johnson Dragons. And tell you what, Mike, one of those games where you don't want it to be your last game of the year, but unfortunately it was for Dowling Catholic, and it took overtime. And unfortunately for the Maroons, they came up short in overtime as they were outscored 12-6 in overtime.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter, Mark, Waukee Northwest was 3 out of 4 from the field and for 6 for 6 from the foul line. While Dowling was 1 of 3 from the 2-point range, 1 of 1 from the 3-point range, 1 of 2 free throws. But they had 2 critical turnovers right at the end there. This was a game that Waukee Northwest, they won this game. Dowling did not lose it. Waukee Northwest won this basketball game by executing at the end of the game. And it was 2 really good teams that played together. And it was a good game to watch.
Well, it certainly was a great turnout by both fans, both student bodies. We had the Waukee Northwest fans behind us, and obviously the Dowling fans showed up in full force across the way. We'll go through some of the statistics. I think we're going to take our final break, Aiden. We're going to take our final break and come back here at the Casey Center as we'll go through the post-game. Take a 2-minute break if you don't mind, Aiden. 2-minute break. This will be our final break of the day. And we'll come back and wrap things up. Reminder, we will have boys basketball, state tournament basketball Monday night, 5:15 pregame, tip-off 5:30. Dowling taking on Dubuque Senior. And we'll be back here at the Casey Center for that. But this is the final girls game of the regular season, and Waukee Northwest defeats Dowling in overtime, 56-50. We'll take a 2-minute break and return to Wells Fargo Arena for final comments here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Iowa Catholic Radio, helping you encounter Jesus every day with your faith leaders.
Hi, this is Father Ken Helber from the Diocese of Des Moines. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Hi, this is Trent Horn from Catholic Answers. Has anyone ever told you abortion should be legal because nobody knows when life begins? But just as you wouldn't destroy a building if there's a chance an innocent person was still inside, we shouldn't destroy the life in the womb if there's a chance it's a human life. However, it turns out this is not a chance issue. Since the unborn are growing, they must be alive. And because they have human parents and human DNA, they must be human. And unlike sperm or egg, human embryos and fetuses are whole organisms who, like us, just need nutrition and the right environment to continue developing. That's why biologists agree that at fertilization, a new individual member of the human species, or a human being, begins to exist. This has been Trent Horn with the Catholic Answers Pro-Life Minute. For my free booklet that will make you better at defending human life, visit whyweareprolife.com.
Welcome back to the Casey Center here in downtown Des Moines. Final thoughts following the Dowling girls' loss here in the semifinals. In overtime, it was Waukee Northwest 56, Dowling Catholic 50. Let's run down scoring. We're still waiting for the official statistics, but we will run down scoring in this contest. First of all, for Waukee Northwest, 4 players in double figures, led by Romy Croats, 12 points. Vonna Billick with 11 points, Cassidy Danberg 11 points, and Sadie McCann with 11 points. So 4 of their 5 starters in double figures. Logan Vogt with 7 points for the Wolves. Off the bench, Victoria Burpo with 9 points. And Leah Januleverage did not score for the Wolves, as the Wolves hit 15 of 16 free throws unofficially this afternoon. For Dowling Catholic, the Maroons had 3 players in double figures, led by Ellie Moeller, 17 points. Katie Moeller and Adrian Sears, 15 points each. Maddie Rice and Nikki Moeller did not score. Olivia Meredith off the bench and Tess Carmichael off the bench. Carmichael with 3 points. Dowling unofficially at the free throw line this afternoon, 3 of 9. So that'll wrap up our coverage of the Dowling Catholic girls basketball state tournament run. The Maroons conclude their season with a record of 21 wins and 4 losses and ranked second in the final poll. And Waukee Northwest will move on with a record of 19-5, and they will take on undefeated Johnson, who brings a 78-game winning streak to tomorrow night's championship game. Johnson earlier today defeated Ankeny 49-39. So, Mike Burkert, I'm going to give it to you for some final thoughts, and I'll take care of our guests here as we're going to wrap things up.
Yeah, no, I agree, Mark. It's a great season by Dowling. They were ranked in the top 3 all year. Finished the record with 21-4, 4 losses against the top 2 of the top 3 teams in the state. They give it a great effort today. was just a matter when it came down to the last part of the game. Waukee Northwest was able to hit their free throws, and Dowling just came up a little bit short today. But great overall effort by the players and the coaches from Dowling Catholic and by Waukee Northwest. And now they should be very proud of how they did all year, and they comported themselves extremely well. And represented Dowling High School extremely professional. Professionally is not the right word, but really well. They're not professionals yet, but they should be very proud of what they did. I know it hurts a little bit right now, but when they sit back and think about it, they're going to be very proud of what they did this year.
And Mike Burkert, thank you for all you did, sitting in with me, starting back in right after Thanksgiving, all the way through the winter, all those cold weather nights, and sitting next to me and helping us be a part of the Dowling family, bringing you high school basketball, girl-boy doubleheaders. Thanks for all you do and what you brought to our broadcast.
I appreciate it, Mark. I really enjoyed it. People just don't understand, I don't think, how much you really work to prepare yourself and for these games, and you do a great job, and I'm very honored to be able to be a part of this operation.
Thank you, Mike. And that'll wrap things up from the Casey Center in downtown Des Moines, as we want to thank Bozen the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic. Our thanks to Iowa Wealth Management, Construction Professionals, the Catholic Tuition Organization. Our thanks to Skeffington's Formal Wear and Fast Times in Clive. And, of course, all the folks at Dowling all year long, including Athletic Director Tom Wilson, Colleen Webb, and Jared Herring out of the athletic office. And our studio producer here at Iowa Catholic Radio today was Aiden Pugh, but Alexia Baker, Vinny Cataldo, Roman and Matt Wilkham, Brady Grimm. We appreciate everybody sitting in. And our thanks to our halftime guest today. That was Chuck Britton. And I forgot to mention, the other night we had Matt Maynard, the Dowling principal, on when the Dowling boys punched their ticket to the boys state basketball tournament next week. We appreciate that. Our thanks to Kristen Meyer and the Dowling coaching staff for all they do for us and getting us prepared each and every game. We couldn't do it without them. So hats off to Coach Meyer and her staff. And, of course, opposing coach, that was Sam Powell. Congratulations to Sam, as he's going to take Waukee Northwest to their first state championship game in Class 5A tomorrow night as they take on Johnson at 6 o'clock. Our next high school sports broadcast will be this Monday, March 9th. It'll be the Dowling boys in the first round of Class 4A boys state basketball tournament here at the Casey Center. Dowling taking on Dubuque Senior. We'll be on the air at 5:15 Monday night with pregame and tip-off at 5:30. So join us Monday night for the Dowling boys at the boys state basketball tournament. For my broadcast partner, Mike Burkert, I am Mark Amadale. Thank you for tuning in this morning and afternoon. And for our studio producer, Aiden Pugh, from all of us with the Iowa Catholic Radio, Mark Amadale saying, have a safe and blessed, faith-filled rest of the day.
Dowling Catholic Basketball and Iowa Catholic Radio has been brought to you by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Fast Signs, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Iowa Wealth Management, and Bozen the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The preceding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.